So hi everyone, hope you're doing really well. Welcome to a project update. Now I'm going to just show you down top to bottom. You'll see that this room is, well, we say it's plastered. You can perhaps tell it's not to the best of conditions or finishes, but it's plastered, and for what I'm about to reveal to you in the rest of the video, you'll see we're going to leave this as it is. I'll walk down the steps a little bit and then you can see the wall behind me. You'll see as we walk through that the project is behind schedule. And when I say you'll see, you might say, well, I don't know what your schedule was, but we would have thought that by now this project would have been almost at completion in terms of the works and refurb, and beginning to line up tenants, and it's not. And there are reasons for that. It all boils down to I have been focusing on other things. I have been thinking that this is going better than it is, and now I come to sort of pick this up thinking we should be nearly finished, and it's not. So there's a couple of points here really I think are very important. One, this is an honest update. So we make mistakes, things don't always go perfectly. You might have heard me say before in previous videos, in property, it's not a case of if things will go wrong, it's when. And this is an example of something that's just gone wrong. And arguably, it was avoidable. I should have been more on top of it. You might turn around and say to me, yeah, but it's your plasterer who's let you down. Yeah, to an extent, but in our business, buck stops with us. There's no point nagging and complaining about other people. So we don't. The second thing to really take away from this is try not to get emotionally affected by it. Don't get me wrong, it's frustrating and it's disappointing and it's annoying when you have a contract with someone that they're going to deliver a project for a certain cost in a certain time frame. You expect that to be done, and it is highly frustrating when it isn't. But that said, we are now where we are, and we now need to reevaluate and then pick up and move the project forward with an alternative tack. So we're now going to do move on to plan B and finish it off with someone else. The other thing that's really important is in our business, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but we just follow a much larger process, part of planning, doing and reviewing. So we planned this, we thought it would work a certain way. Obviously we've started doing it and now it's deviated from what we expected. So now there's going to be a review that will take place and we'll look at why it's fallen into this situation like this, and then we'll put steps into our processes that says this won't be repeated, or will mitigate the risk of it being repeated. And it really hinges upon an understanding of giving a job, contract managing, not project managing, giving a job to someone and letting them do it, but also keeping on top of them. So now we're in a phase of what we would call close management, where we're going to be pretty much every day, as soon as the new guys get on, we'll be making sure this is happening. Daily photographs at the end of the day. We're just making sure that it's finished as we need it to be finished to the spec. At the end of the day, a family is going to be living in here, and we have started speaking to letting agent and saying, come and see it. And now we're in a far from ideal situation. So we're going to put things in place that will allow, hopefully mitigate the likelihood of this happening in the future. But I just thought it'd be really interesting and honest and helpful to realise that stuff doesn't always go to plan. And it doesn't matter how good a story someone might say, it's perhaps always worth checking yourself. I really did think that this was ticking along nicely. And it just doesn't seem to be the case, of course. So ho-hum, disappointing, but the key thing now is to look beyond this, set up a plan of action to move forward, and immediately, as soon as you start to think about moving forward and developing a plan and getting people in place that are going to help you move it forward, you genuinely start feeling much, much better. So there we are, the honest truth, the reality that you may not see or may not have seen before. As always, thank you so much for your support. We genuinely do really, really appreciate it. So keep watching. If you've got comments, please share those. If you haven't yet subscribed, perhaps you'd like to consider doing that. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.